I'll record it for those that aren't here, but I can tell you pretty much everybody that won anything is on the line. So.
Is Dick Boone okay? He's made the last few meetings.
Who?
Dick.
Dick Boone.
I don't know. I just chatted with him. What is today? Thursday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And he never said that he was going to try to be here, but
Oh, okay.
he had a problem with pictures. And that's,
Yeah.
I have a whole complete list of discussion items
Holy Toledo.
when we're done. Now, whether or not I get to do them or not, it's gonna take time. I don't know how long spinning through all these things are gonna go through all these pictures is gonna take. But one of the things that, it's next year is gonna be a weird year because we're gonna be all digital next year. And my proposal is, since we have two clubs doing independent judging, we split the total image and quantity in half. Send half of them to Quero and half of them to Corcoran.
I've got a margarita.
So therefore I don't want to overwhelm them because you're talking 500 and some images. It's a lot of images.
Yeah.
So we need to split it up. That's one of my proposals. I have a lot of proposals, which none of them are going to take effect till next year. And I probably need to wait till we have a new president and a new board. And as I explained to our current president, fearless leader, we have not had a board meeting in a month of Sundays, or should I say a year of Sundays. So whether we have one or not, who knows? Gym still requires masks, so you can go in there. But anyway.
You can do it on Zoom.
Yeah, we can do it on Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
But it's more fun to have dinner or lunch or something.
Well, there's less driving on Zoom. I like
Think of the
it.
gas that you save.
Really, ton of it.
Well, and I was kind of surprised that they didn't open up Lions Field already, because they started opening a lot of the buildings in San Antonio, state buildings and city buildings.
I probably wouldn't go anyway.
Well, probably not, and that's the whole thing, because I know it's still going to be used for voting in November. So.
Right. Yeah.
But it's really an old building and not much ventilation.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be liking this Zoom stuff.
I like the Zoom stuff.
I know
too.
we can't do prints on Zoom.
No, that's the only bummer.
But and it's like Susie said, well, why are you still doing prints? And I going, well, I don't know. That was because somebody said that we need to do prints to learn how to do photography, which is true.
Well, it's true. I love prints.
And
Second that.
it's kind of hard to do it and have a Zoom meeting and say, here's my picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point.
Let me hold it closer. So anyway, I guess we might as well get started. People are going to show up whenever they show up anyway.
Right.
All right, let me get my screen up here.
Oh, did we start recording yet?
Yeah,
He's
I
already.
think so. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look.
Yes, he did start the recording.
Oh, okay.
Did I?
Yep, it shows recording up in the top left corner.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
there it is.
Hey, what do I know? I just work here. Oh, let's get rid of all you guys.
Nice font. 2019 GSACC Annual Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Classic.
isn't that cool?
That's a 1932 font. The same thing with the camera.
There we go.
It takes me back to,
What, the camera or the
no, the font. Like
font? Yeah.
like when we were doing actual prints.
Well, this probably shouldn't take too long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the pictures. I'll tell you who the maker is. And I can tell you that the first picture I show will be honorable mention through first place. So you'll see honorable mention first, then third, second, fourth, and first, or third and first, fourth. Well, anyway, kind of screwed up on the first one because we had a tie. And I didn't know we could have a tie, but not sure, dear, but we did. Get out of there. God dang it. Can't use my mouse.
Oh, you just got your tang tangled, that's all.
Yeah, that's true. And one of the other problems is we don't have all the pictures.
What?
I had to go scrounge pictures because when people submit pictures, they don't send them in, especially prints. Well, they were all prints. Because we got to remember that if you have a print and it places your digital image of that print needs to be sent to the print manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which was
And
me. Which was
as
me
of
last
right
year.
now, I think that's Steve. But
Yes.
we're not doing it anymore. So
Yeah, I wasn't able to get a lot of Eric's.
yeah, and I actually had to email the people to get the pictures. I did not get one in from Charles, and we actually have a picture that won and that placed for money that, as far as I know, does not exist.
Really?
Wow.
Because the picture came in with a title and it came in with the initials of the person who created it. And I talked to that person. He said, "No, that ain't mine." Oh, it got dropped off the list and the person moved up the list.
Confusion.
So
Are these all the images that I put together for Tim some time ago?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't even know how the images got down to Quero.
Well, at the end of last year, I got asked to collect all of that stuff, and I did, and I put it on a flash drive, and brought that to him, and then he came to me sometime later and said he couldn't find what he'd done with the flash drive, so I made another flash drive and made a chance to come see him, and he said, "No, wait, I found it." And that's the last I heard of any of it, but I probably have, and I don't know if I had digital or if I had print or if I had both, but I had tons of images that I collected and put together.
Then you
for
probably
Tim.
have the print ones then, and I should have been talking to you, but you weren't home.
Yeah.
Okay, when did you get home?
I don't think so. Dick did Prince.
I got home a week ago.
Yeah, well,
I don't know who Dick did Prince, but Dick
Yeah.
turned Prince over to somebody. Prince changed hands twice during 2019,
They did.
and I did not know who had them.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
did not have, Peter and I scrounged as many pictures as we could. Actually, Peter did,
Yeah.
off the internet.
No, I have them all because I published them on the internet. So I
Right.
have everybody's photo who submitted,
Yeah.
within a week or so that I put up on the website. And there were some people who just didn't do it. And those I didn't have. And I'm sure that Dick or Trish or whoever had to do it had to go back to those people to get them.
Well, one of them was Trisha's, and she's actually sent it to me.
Mhm.
That was fine. Whose was the other one? Oh, there was another one that I had to scrounge, and I got it.
Do you remember the name of the images? I mean, like I said, I probably have it. If it
Of
was
the
a print.
images? The ones I'm missing, you mean?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm missing Circular Sunset by Charles Freeman.
Tubular sunset.
Circular.
Circular Sunset.
Circular sunset.
I left it in here. With just a no photo available picture. The other one was called Harley.
Harley.
I do not remember any Harley picture except the one that.
That's an Eric Bowden, I think, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Not for the category that he asked me about.
Because it was in a travel category.
Hmm. Yeah, I
And
see
he
where
had
that-
one, he had one in the creative category. Okay. That was also titled Harley Silhouette, which that one I do have. But this was titled Harley in the travel category, and it was from May.
May
But it's too late now. I've already deleted it from the list, so it's, it was an honorable mention anyway, so.
I'm trying to figure out how to make this smaller.
All right, let me get started. Let's go ahead and run through these real quick. We'll talk about it more later because I have got a lot of suggestions about this exact subject. Okay, this one right here is I gotta make sure I got the right list. Print. Quiet in the Church by Mr. Eric Bowden. That is honorable mention.
In what category?
Pictorial,
Pictorial. Digital.
no, print.
Prints.
These are all prints, right?
These are all prints. We're going through prints. That's what the sign said, print awards.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I said I'm going to start with honorable mention and go up.
All right.
This one tied honorable mention.
This is Hey Soldier.
This one is Quiet. No, this is Hey Soldier, and this is by Charles Freeman.
Mhm. These are all ringing a bell. I bet I have all these, John.
Oh, I know, you probably do. Well,
Yeah,
I got most of them. I just don't have some,
Yeah.
all of them. This one is Abandoned Church by Mr. Dick Boone.
It's a cool church.
Third
I took
place.
third place. Second place was Lighthouse at Sunset by Mr. Peter Forzak.
Yeah.
Very pretty picture.
Mhm.
beautiful.
This one's called Boats in the Fog, and you can guess who this one belongs to. Mr. Peter Forzak. First place. Very beautiful.
Yeah. Good job.
Moving on to Monochrome. Honorable mention. Mr. Steve Manchester for the Hilton Paseo del Rio.
Right. I like it.
That is a really cool picture.
Mhm.
I've taken a lot of pictures of this building, but never at night. And that was just kind of an interesting way
yeah.
to put it
I
together.
increased the contrast on that too, as you might guess.
Did a great job on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
Nice job, yes.
I think that's a person, right? On the left-hand side. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little silhouette man there.
Little silhouette of a man sitting there with a drink in his hand. Probably a margarita.
Okay.
Okay, the next one is Hole in Rock by our favorite person, Mr. Peter Forzak. That took third place. This one is Sir Michael, and that's by me. This year he's going to be wearing a mask because they did that starts here pretty soon too. Sherwood Forest Fair.
Great shot.
Desert Gas Station, Mr. Peter Forzak. Remember that name, you're going to hear it a lot.
Desert gas station.
Yeah.
Who is that
But
guy?
just keep making fun of me.
I'm not sure. Now, and I'm going to talk about this in a little while because there's a lot of people that, well, never mind. I'll bring it up later. We'll get done with this. Here we go. And this is, I believe, Nature. Yes.
Yeah.
Pelican on Wing, Mr. Peter Forzak. Horse Mint, Mr. Steve Manchester.
Is this third place?
That's
This
Stephen.
is third place, yes. Second place, Oregon Waterfall, Mr. Peter Forzak. Female Gorilla, that belongs to me, first place.
Very nice.
Way to go.
Mhm.
Very nice.
This one is called Blueberries, it's Trish Stone.
And
I
what
thought it
These
was
category
kind
these
of
were
cool.
poetry. This was the assignment category, I think.
sign-
What bigger assignment?
Yeah, and it was kind of one of those things, when you sent it to me, I go, I remember that. There's actually a lot of pictures that I don't remember because I wasn't at a couple of meetings, so I don't remember some of them. This one right here is the Circular Sunset by Mr. Charles Freeman. It took third place. I don't
Oh, that's
have no idea.
Nice. Awesome.
Great
idea.
shot,
Yeah.
too.
I sent Charles an email to send me a copy of it, but he never got back to me. So You can still, because I know who it is and I know what there is a picture, I'll give him the money. That was third place. This one right here, I didn't understand the title. It's a covert antenna.
See the little antenna on top?
Well, yeah, I guess, but I don't know. I was going to ask Robert, what is this? I know it's a swing, circular swing, but I
Yeah,
was thinking it was one of those dish antennas, maybe.
yeah, I mean, that's why I called it that, because that's what it resembles, one
Yeah.
of those antenna arrays.
Antenna disguised as a
As a carousel, yeah.
Satellite dish.
Right.
Okay.
as a
Very
carnival ride.
NSA strikes again.
First place nature. This one is road less traveled. And you know who it is.
It's that guy,
Yeah, PRF, whoever that is. Okay.
That's assignment category, not nature.
Yeah.
right?
It's assignment, yes.
Mhm.
Next, we have travel. This is the one that had one missing. So we only have 3 pictures in this one. This one is called Elvis's Blue Moon. That's one of mine.
Nice.
That was a fun picture. I love taking that picture. Next, we have Eiffel Tower in Vegas by that PRF guy, Peter. Then we have, what is this one called? Cold Vista.
Yeah.
This is a really nice picture. This is one of
Mhm.
Charles's pictures.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Love that snow.
I really like that picture.
Yeah.
Be like to have that hanging on my wall.
Mhm.
All
They
right,
should send it to
creative.
the National parks.
Oh,
This
yeah.
one is kind of this category has a whole bunch of different people, except for this guy. Red Moon by Mr. Peter Forzak took honorable mention. Screaming Tower. We had a lot of talking about this one. This is Tammy's, and this was, I mean, it was really cool. I don't know what the white stripe around it is unless it was cropped wrong or something, but it's still very cool. And I had to explain to people, tell me what you did when we judged this. So we had to do a separate judging on all this. So it's, you actually explained it because you judged it. Or you were you were there when we judged it. Anyway, next one is this one, Sail Away by Moi. And Harley Silhouette by Mr. Eric Bowden, first place.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice,
Very
nice,
nice.
nice. Good
Yeah.
job.
Very
Yeah.
cool picture. Now, the best of show picture
For print.
is right here. Oregon Coast
Yeah, it looks like Oregon.
by our friend, Mr. Peter Forzak.
Yep, that's what I thought. Congratulations, Peter.
Hey, Peter, is that
Nice job,
haystack?
Pete.
Is that what?
Haystack?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not, okay.
I actually don't remember along, but it's further south on the Oregon
Yeah, it's
coast.
down near the border, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it's down by, not Seal.
Heading towards Crystal
What's it called?
City.
Yeah.
I remember it was really, really cold.
That would
Yeah,
be
we
the
went
Oregon
there. We
coast.
went there when we were driving down the coast.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Oregon coast is very cold.
And we were camping.
I just remembered the birds that you could see them on that far back. And distinguish they were birds.
Yeah, all over the
Yeah.
guano or whatever it is, the droppings.
Okay, let's proceed to Digital. We actually have all of these, or found all of these, and has the most diverse of anybody, of any category. So let's get started. Honorable mention, Miniature Village by Mr. Jack Smith.
Nice.
I like that, yeah.
I think it looks so cool because it looks like this. I don't know what you use for snow, but it sure looks like there's snow on the ground. It's very cool.
Looks good.
Let's see. I had to do some searching on this one because the title of it, and I believe I'm going to get this right, Aqua Lake by Mr. Peter Florzak.
That's it.
So is this pictorial?
Yes, it's pictorial.
Yeah.
I'm going in my normal order, which is pictorial, monochrome, nature, assignment, travel, and creative. Okay, so this is pictorial. This was third place.
Pretty.
Colorado Color, Mr. Dick Boone.
Nice.
Nice.
Beautiful.
And Waiting by our friend PRF. And it finally took me a while before I finally figured out why it's called Waiting. I never noticed the birds sitting on the sticks.
I don't know how you missed that, John.
It's probably, you know, I had a shot in my eye, so I'm probably.
I didn't notice them at first either when we first wanted for competition.
They really
I don't know
make,
what they're waiting for, but there
Yeah,
ain't no fish gonna blow unless they're waiting for them people way off in the distance to get closer if they could get attacked. Not
Yeah.
sure. This is, you know, this is from the movie Birds. Okay, monochrome. Suicide Door Handles by Mr. Tim Kirkland.
nice.
Very nice image.
Mhm.
I really like this image. It's very simple, very clean.
Yeah.
Everything matches the curves, the lines. Very cool. Battle of Salado Creek by Moi.
Nice image.
That image hangs where? Oh, it hangs in the other room. So anyway,
Nice sky. Look at that sky.
Mm-hmm.
I love this image, and it's probably the best image I got of this guy ever. I always take pictures of him every year, and he's
I
getting,
like it.
he's getting
I-
skinny.
I like the tilt of the horse's head. I think
Oh, I
that-
know, and the eyes of the horse. That's,
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. The man you see, but that's tilted.
And the
And-
nostrils are flared.
You
Hang
did
on,
some
I gotta-
work
Did you give a copy of this to that guy, John?
Hang on, I had to get Ernie back in again.
Copy
Oh
of that.
man, you gotta go through this again. But now, what'd you ask, Steve?
I was wondering if you gave a copy of that photo to the guy who's riding the horse here.
I have, you know, I was gonna go back last year and talk to it because I took this 2 years ago. But I didn't make it actually this year
Good.
because we were in New Zealand.
Oh, yes.
So I didn't go. And now they're not sure they're gonna have one next year
Oh, wow.
because of COVID.
Yeah.
They don't know how they're gonna handle the crowds. So it's gonna be kind of hard to do a reenactment with everybody running around with face masks on, okay? Playing.
Track a little bit.
Is that early in the year? Is that? that's held?
It's the last
Like March or April, isn't it?
last weekend of April, March. Excuse me, last weekend of March. This one is Winter on the Beach by Mr. Florzak. And this one is Model Ts by Mr. Tim Kirkland.
First place?
Ken asked a question, it looks like asking where a certain image was taken. I don't know which image he was talking about, but Ken, are you there?
The
Which one? What
previous censor.
are you talking about, Trish?
Well, Ken had texted something asking where an image was taken, but I don't know
It was
which
the
image he was.
previous censor.
Which image?
The previous image.
Oh, he says their mic is not working. John, was that in Salado?
No, that's in Goliad.
Gonzalez? Where?
Goliad.
Goliad. Okay, Goliad.
That's where the mission, Bahia, whatever the heck it's called. That's where the massacre was.
Okay.
The massacre at Salado Creek. I don't know where Tim took these, but they're kind of cool.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I think the same place where we got the door handles. I'm not sure. But
Probably.
moving on to nature. Lone Tulip. Took me a while to finally figure out whose this was.
That's mine.
No, it's yours. The initials on the picture were ST.
ST, it should be TS.
Yes, I know. I'm telling you that the initials on the title were ST. There were several pictures with the title ST, and some of those pictures belonged to Mr. Forzak. So I had to get a lot of digging to
Interesting.
find out which ones were which. Anyway, this was yours. It was honorable mention.
Cool.
This one
Yes,
is
Steve Manchester.
Go to the Light by Mr. Stephen Manchester.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
One of my
What kind of
favorites.
butterfly is that? Do you know?
One of my favorites.
Steve, you know what kind of butterfly that is?
Pardon?
Do you know what kind of butterfly that is?
Yes, that's a variegated fritillary.
Fiddleary, yeah.
Fritillary.
Cool.
Select your cornflowers.
Yeah, coneflower. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
And I ain't never heard of one of these, but this is called a Skywalker Great Egret. And this is by Mr. Ken Emery.
Wow.
Nice job.
Looks like a
Very
great,
cool image.
looks like a
Mhm.
great egret.
I was trying to figure out how that egret had a shadow on the sky.
That's the other wing.
I think it's just a-
I know it is.
That's what I thought when I first saw it too, John. I
Huh?
thought, what?
That's the first time I looked at this, I'm going, how did that shadow get cast on the sky?
It's
Yeah,
actually, it's origami, John. That's not a real problem.
I'm showing my stupidity that it was a fake background. That's what it was.
Well, you take the great egret is winging it.
There you
Yeah.
go.
First place to Ken is this one right here, called Morning in the Woods.
Yeah.
And I don't need to tell you who this belongs to. This is another one of those PRF guys. It's a nice image though, Peter. I liked it.
Oh,
It's not one of the ones that we took down in, that morning we walked along the creek.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
it?
exactly where it's from.
I thought it looked familiar. I wasn't sure.
Only I used a filter on it. One of these 10-stop filters that I bought on Amazon for $24 for the whole kit. And
Cool. Was this
Neutral density?
before or after I turned my green shirt red?
no, it was a time before we went. I went by myself.
Was that a neutral density
Okay.
filter?
Yeah, neutral density filter, a 10-stop.
Peter, I didn't hear where that was taken. Something
Oh,
like that.
it's in Cibolo Creek in Bernie.
Cibolo Creek.
Okay.
If you've never been to Cibolo Creek, I mean, it's a place you almost don't even need to go out to Utopia and to, all the other places. It's an incredible place to film along the river, right, John? Yeah. It's
So is
amazing.
that a park called Cibolo Creek or?
Yeah. It's right out.
It's a nature center.
Yeah,
yeah,
right
Nature
outside
Center
of.
in Bernie.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Yeah, me
We'll
too.
go again, and next time I'll wear knee pads and arm and elbow pads.
Well, you just had some bad luck.
I ripped my arm open by falling down and I didn't really fall down.
Yikes.
It was more of a trip on some roots, and I hit against a rock, and I went down, and the rock tore my arm open, and I turned my green shirt red before we finally got the blood to stop.
I have a question. Are you sure you weren't getting in Peter's shouty? He might have just given you a little shove.
No, actually, he was ahead. He was ahead of me, and he and Jack actually came back for me.
Oh, man.
And then they had to sit there with me for a while before I was able to stand up.
Come on, we had a good time anyway.
It was a great time. We had some really great shots.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on now to
Yeah.
assignment.
Great, I'm sure.
Is this
And most of these are, I think, from the same
This looks like Charles.
assignment category, and it was called Colorful.
Oh, yeah.
And this one right here is Charles Freeman's picture, and it's called Colorful. And this is actually a balloon that he popped with that paint in it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very cool.
You can see the string and the tie up the top where the balloon,
Right.
That is so cool.
and it was a green balloon with yellow and red paint in it. And it was so cool that how he did that.
Yes. It's incredible.
Very cool.
Nice black background.
Mhm.
Now his camera is all sorts of colors, right?
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to one of those festivals that they had people run down the streets with all the different color smoke and powder.
Oh,
and-
yeah, a color run?
Yeah, color run.
Yeah,
I always wanted to do that, but I was afraid to get it all in my camera.
yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, because people said what they normally do is they buy those disposable cameras and they go out and take pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody even sells disposable cameras anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see, third place. Rainbow Gel.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember this one.
Damn it,
That's fun.
Nice.
that's really cool also.
This is assignment, huh?
This is all of assignment, and I think the whole assignment was called Colorful.
Yeah.
Or
And it's
Yeah,
It'll be at
I
least
don't
three
remember what I had to do.
colors?
All of these are kind of similar. They're all in different kinds of colors and stuff like that. This one is New Year's Eve, and this is Steve Manchester's.
Nice shot.
that's not what I entered for that category.
Oh, no, I know. That would be this one.
Yes. Yeah, it was that one.
Yeah.
First place, Mr. Steve Manchester. And this
Good
one is
job,
called
Steve.
Roll
Thank you.
Yarn.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank
Mhm.
you. I got first place in the category. I got first place this time. That's nice.
Sure.
First
Well,
and second. First and second, so that's pretty cool.
Very nice.
And that's one of the few categories Peter didn't win nothing in. You know what? He didn't win nothing in the next one either.
Steve got roped into that one, I guess.
Can you take
Oh,
that?
no, just where are we at now? We're in
It was in Chicago.
Tribal. This is Tribal. Padre Island Seashore or Sunset by Mr. Jack Smith. Honorable mention.
That is cool.
That's nature?
No, this is Travel.
Oh, travel, okay.
Very nice,
I
Jack.
like.
Mm.
Caesar's Palace Lobby. I didn't have a big picture of this. I only found this little bitty thing. So this is by Tammy or Ken, one of you. I don't remember which one. But I do remember the picture. Here's another small one. Colorful
remember.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Mr. Jack
This is
Smith.
Jack's, yeah, I remember this one. It's beautiful.
Bouvier Lighthouse by Tammy.
Very nice.
First
Very-
place. I really like this picture.
Mhm.
Where's this one taken, John?
You know, to me, it looks like you've got the lighthouse with the sun, but then you've got this ultrasound of a baby.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I
I'm going,
thought. I think
is
it's just really great.
I can't tell if it's a boy or girl, but it's right in the middle. Anyway, but no, it's a great picture. I love it. It's
Ken
a
said
thousand
it's
times better than all the pictures I
I think
have.
it's a
About.
boy.
Ken said
Galveston
it's
Bay.
Galveston Bay, yeah.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Is this morning or evening?
That has to be
That's
morning.
evening.
Morning.
Is it
Yeah,
morning?
shooting the bay back that
Sun-
direction.
He says sunset.
Ah,
Yeah,
Ken
evening.
says sunset.
That's a sunset.
Is it?
Mhm, that's what he said.
yes, sir. Sunset.
Sun comes up in the east and goes down in the west, and that's on the east island. I don't know. Never mind.
What are those? little
I've only
stuff-
been there 4 or 5 times, but I don't remember what direction it is. I don't have a compass. Okay. Our last one is creative. And unfortunately, there's only 2 people in this category. This one is called Wizard in Training. And this is mine. Honorable mention.
Okay, question. Who is that in the picture? You?
That guy in the picture is my best friend. Been my best friend for 35, 40 years.
All right, cool.
He now lives in Atlanta. Those are his 2 grandsons.
Oh,
And I took this ball, crystal ball, had him hold it. He has a light in his palm. The ball sits on top of his hand with different colored gel things on it. And he acts like he's doing some sort of magic trick.
yeah.
And then I gave one each to the 2 boys. And I said, okay, all I did was I changed the color gel on top of my Lumicube, right? and turned on low power and had the blue one and I had a red one. The red one is the youngest. The one in the blue just graduated college, so
Oh, wow.
and drives a brand new Corvette. So he's much better than at it than me. But anyway, it was one of my favorite images, and we took lots of shots. It's kind of cool. This image is Forest of Dreams. This is Mr. Peter Forzak. Also a very cool picture.
Yeah, nice.
That's a self-portrait, is it not?
It's actually at my house over here. The girls wanted to do a retreat. The three of them are best friends. And so they came out here to sit around the fire, and they all played musical instruments, and they talked, and they invited Kim and I to come over. And so I snapped their picture in front of the fireplace, but then I imposed trees over the top and rocks and all that kind of stuff. But
Cool.
Nicely
the
done.
fun, it was a
This
funny.
is the kind of creative images that we hoped people would start getting into.
Yeah.
Peter and I do a lot of it. We do compositions and composites of multiple pictures. I generally use a lot of pictures in my composites. He usually has one or two. So I add a lot of stuff into mine. So it's kind of cool, but it's very interesting. And
This
I really
is 4
like it.
layers.
4 layers of
Yeah.
question.
The girls, the trees, the rocks going across the other side, and then the sun, the moon set in the back.
Oh,
All right, so 2021 composites. That's my goal.
Yeah, okay.
Look at my,
I'm gonna go.
There's a tiger. Also, Mr. Forzak.
Nice tiger. Look at
I think this is nothing more than a black color picture converted to black and white and de-hazed, de-gauzed, and changed colors of the nose and the eyes. So it's
threshold.
very cool.
mhm.
And the last one is called But It Smells So Good. And this is one of mine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice image. Yeah. Very
Yeah.
Gladly.
what kind of
This,
butterfly?
this is a 4-picture composite, so it's really this is kind of easy.
That is a cool picture.
Yeah.
You know what kind of butterfly that is, John?
No, I do not.
yellow.
Big,
I captured it at the butterfly house at the zoo,
I was
and
thinking
the roses were
malachite,
given
but
to
I'm
my
not
wife
sure.
for her anniversary. So
Malachite.
Steve, it was a very big butterfly.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen those. I think I've seen those in the butterfly house at the zoo.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's a tiger something or other.
Yeah, malachite is what I was thinking,
Might be. I don't remember. Anyway,
but I'd have to look that
and
up.
that's all, folks, except for Best of Show and Photographer of the Year and other awards. But Best of Show in digital goes to Mr. Peter Forzak
Okay.
Mhm.
for his picture of what's this called?
How long is the exposure?
Utah.
It's probably about 20 seconds. It's in Utah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, again, it was really, really cold. And it was like 2 a.m. to do this, but
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But to get a shot like that, it's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
How did you? Okay, are you like on infinity focus, like high up there, or like how did you? Go
I mean,
ahead,
that's
sorry.
interesting because it's really hard to focus. I mean, I really don't know what I'm doing when I'm taking these because I haven't done that many of them. So I was in a really dark park in Kodachrome State Park in Utah. And, I kind of used my phone to find out where it was because it's not like you can even see this thing in the sky. And then the focus, like you say, do you just put it on infinity?
Infinity.
You go
yeah.
beyond infinity. I kind of zoomed into the stars and played with it, the focus, until I got the stars to be fairly sharp.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you.
That's about all you can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Fantastic.
There's
Yeah.
all kinds of videos on YouTube about how to take pictures of the Milky Way, how to set it up, and then how to edit it. So, and the hardest part is getting the focus right.
Yeah.
I like to get there early to a spot where I know the Milky Way is going to be, focus on infinity way off in the distance with my lens, and then sit there, wait for it to get dark, which can take several hours.
Yeah.
And now that it's going to start getting darker later, and the air is going to be starting getting cold, the sky will become clearer. You will get a lot more pictures of the Milky Way. You just got to know where to look.
Yeah.
All right, when are we going to Big Bend for this?
Well,
that
I'm
should be-
hoping to go in January.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
actually, I'm talking about going around that time.
Uh-huh.
I
It's a
want to
great
go, but I wouldn't even know what the heck to do, where to go.
Oh, I've been there dozens of times. Just ask me, I'll tell you exactly where to go.
yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Mhm.
Can I like camp under your trailer or something?
Yeah, Pam and I were there. Was it 3 years ago now? 4 years ago? Something like that.
All right, Pam.
We spent a week there, man. That was a lot of fun.
Cool. Pam.
It was awesome.
Jack met me there, and we did Santa Elena Canyon, where we actually painted it with a huge spotlight, which I thought was a lot of fun to do.
I'm feeling left out.
I'd like to see those.
I don't think you were born yet, Robert.
Oh, now that's funny.
This is going way back.
That is,
Okay, I only got 3 more slides. So we'll get over with to get this over with. Best photographers. Best print photographer was Mr. Steve Manchester.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice.
very
Steve.
good, Steve.
I'm shocked.
Bravo, bravo.
Thank you.
Best digital photographer. Yeah, wow.
Oh,
Nice
nice.
job, John.
Very good, John.
Unfortunately, that's my 3rd time of winning digital, but I have never done a photographer of the year. So,
Until?
and I don't have a plaque this year. I got one for 16 and one for 17.
I'll get a
Oh.
piece of paper and write it down for you.
Okay,
Thank you.
photographer of the year. Any guesses?
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, yes. You got a guess though.
Hey!
Well done, Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
I'll drink to that.
Way to go, Pete.
Talk about consistency. That's consistency.
Yeah.
Year in, year out.
Hey, as we call them, AKA the flow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right. Go with the flow.
Oh,
It flows
Great
out.
job, Peter.
Thank
John,
you.
Steve, fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let me see how I get out of this. Stop sharing screen. Now I'm back to here. Okay. Now I got to get rid of this.
very nice.
Yeah, there we go. Now I got everybody.
All right.
Okay. Now, as everybody knows how the awards broke out, were first place gets $50. These are all gift certificates, by the way, from Amazon, because that's what we do. Second place gets $25, third place gets $10, and honorable mention gets $5. Those are what we did for what we voted on a couple months ago. As my wife pointed out to me, best print, best digital got $75. Photographer of the year, $100 or $150, and print and digital photographer of the year, $100. So Peter has enough money he could buy a new camera. I already asked him, do they sell stuff on Amazon? He said,
They do. That Sony gear is expensive, I'll tell you.
yeah, I know. So anyway, that's basically the total came out to be $1,575. Okay, which is about
Okay.
what we have in the bank. And hopefully, we're going to start building that back up again because we start taking out money next year, dues and all that kind of stuff. We'll build up some more.
And the bank's going to start charging us for the account
Well,
if we get too low.
everything's, I mean, basically the only thing we're paying for right now is the web account, which we just paid for. Zoom's paid for 2 years. So since that was the cheapest thing I could do was get a two-year Zoom account.
Yeah.
Right. So it's pretty good. But we had some fantastic pictures. And as we were talking earlier, before everybody got on, there were some great pictures submitted. And I was really surprised that some of the pictures that were submitted did not win or even place. Because there were some beautiful images in all categories. And I'm not just talking, everybody on this list. I'm just talking everybody. So it's just kind of, it's kind of neat that all these pictures, I don't know whether, I was talking to Susie about, I think it's getting to where the Quero and the Goliad know who pictures are or who they're from. So I don't know. It's kind of like I'm worried about Quero because I don't know if Tim's down there coaching them or what on who the pictures were. But I have to admit, this is the first time I've seen him in the end of year picture winners. So I think it's kind of cool. But it's pretty cool. And oh yeah, you've already answered it. Steve, we had a question about, does the bank charge? No. So, I mean, it seemed a little lopsided, the whole thing, but over the years, it has been lopsided. I think probably the biggest deal is you look at all the pictures that won and the people that won, it's because they submit every category, every competition.
Right.
Mhm.
If you don't submit an image in a competition, your chances reduce.
Yeah.
Because we send 250 images out to be judged, and you have 3 images in there, you may not win anything. If you look at, I mean, not to say anything about myself or Peter or Steve and Jack, we submit every competition in every category. I think this next competition I'm not, because I don't have one for that category, but it is just the whole type of thing is you have to submit, you have to force yourself and challenge yourself to improve, to compete. My problem, as pointed out to me by a friend, was that I print and I take images for photographers instead of I don't take images for customers. There's a difference.
Mhm.
What we think are great images as photographers are not our great images, but will they sell? I don't know. I have sold a few so far in the past 3 years. I have sold zilch. I've given more stuff away than I've sold. So, but I mean, the whole thing of it is you need to really get out there.
Yes.
Try to do something. I mean, we have, all of us have a large backlog to look at. And we can, especially creative. I go all the way back 4 or 5 years and look at pictures, and I'll pull them out to see what I can do to improve them, because my pictures from 5 years ago suck. They have gotten better over time,
Yeah.
but I go back to improve that picture. How can I do it? Well, I start combining it with things and turning it into pictures. And that's where you come into creative category, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. I've been a member of the club for 5 years, and my images have improved considerably too.
Considerably, no doubt about it. I think we all have improved.
Oh yes, we have. All of us
And the
have.
more you submit, the better you get.
And I think that's the issue about, I know last year we had a lot of complaints about Peter winning everything. Once again, Peter won everything, but that's not the point. The point is Peter entered everything.
Yeah.
Well,
Not only that Peter entered everything, but Peter worked really hard on every image to make sure it was the best that Peter could do. Right? I didn't submit any junk. So, it's if you just take an image and you just put it in, or you don't submit something, of course you're not going to win, right? So I think it shows, and now John does exactly the same thing. Every image that he submits, he works really hard on. He doesn't just put in an image that's not cropped or not fixed up. And it's the same thing with Steve. He works really hard on all of his images.
yeah, and I know that Tim, a couple of years ago, I don't know about last year, I don't remember that much about it, but he was always telling new people that would come in, your image should be excellent right out of the camera. Well, I'm sorry, that's bullshit.
No.
Because even if your camera kicks out JPEGs, it's only giving you what the camera thinks the picture is, not
Right.
what you think the picture is. Yes, Robert.
Yeah, I've been around for a while. And yes, it's true. I've seen Peter, John, everybody that's competed, their images have gone up in quality or whatever you want to call it, or whatever label you want to slap on it. But at the same time, every one of these guys is approachable to questions. And in case you want to better your photography, they are more than willing to talk to you and give you input, share the knowledge. And I think that's the big thing, a sharing of the knowledge. And I know I've improved because of the critique, listening to everybody's critique, and not just on my image, but everybody else's image.
Yes.
And that's how I learned a lot. So I
Um,
remember
well,
my, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'll grant that I haven't entered in quite a while, but I'm learning, and even the ones I take, mainly with my cell phone, have improved a lot just by seeing what other people have done. Now, one thing I'll note is that Ernie and I are probably the longest tenured members of the group that's here tonight, but frequently, and Ken Emery, frequently in prior years, what came in first or second here was often third or fourth when judged by another club. Sometimes the third or fourth image in our competition ended up winning in that category when they're judged at year end. So that's something that, you know.
Yeah, I think that, and then that's one of the things that I like is that
Yeah.
we would like to get more people interested in judging, because
Yeah.
you actually learn a lot
Yeah.
by judging.
Yeah.
And looking at other people's images and trying, I can't say trying to find flaws in it, but you also want to look for good stuff. But you need to sit there and be able to tell somebody, if you give it a low score, why you gave it that low score, or if you gave it a real high score, why did you give it that high score? And a lot of times you will see, I know that we give, like when Jack and Peter and I score, and we judge stuff, and we actually did this, I think, in Kerrville. We all scored the same pictures differently. One medium, one low, one high, but the same pictures won. And
because we were consistent in our scores. Because Jack if I remember right, Jack tended to give high scores, but he was consistently high with everybody. And you tended to give low scores, but you were low scores with everybody, and mine were kind of in the middle. So when it came time to average all of ours, the best picture won, regardless of whether it was you or Jack or me. We didn't have much conversation, have to have much conversation about it. Don't you think so, Jack?
Whether it's here on Zoom or even when we had the actual meetings, there were plenty of times that people would say, well, this would be better if this much was cropped. I would put up my hand and say, you know, against it, and, oh yeah, this really improves it. You know, I would say that to myself, but you know, just to get an idea of what they were talking about.
When you're looking at stuff in person, versus on electronically. When you're doing electronic, you have to do it that way. But
either way,
when we judge pictures in Kerrville, we were judging pictures hanging on a wall, and we're talking big pictures. These weren't little things. So it's kind of interesting, and I'm just trying to encourage people to judge. I want to get through I got a whole bunch of notes here. Let me run through them real quick.
Okay.
Because of COVID and going virtual, many people have dropped out. They don't show up. And I don't know if that's mean they dropped out of the club, or they just dropped out because they don't know computer knowledge, or they're afraid to use Zoom. A lot of people are afraid to use Zoom.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we're going to find. I mean, I send emails out to every member, that past, present, and possibly future, that I can, to join this meeting. I send out 42 emails. And how many people we get? 10, 11, 12.
That's the core. That's the core.
Yeah, I know, that's the core. So,
without which there would be no club.
yeah, I don't really know what to do about it, but that's not my place. Then we're gonna have to, it's something that we need to look at for next year.
Yes. We
But
may not be able to
future-
increase our membership much as long as we're doing Zoom. John, we may just have to accept that until, the COVID goes away.
I like Zoom, period.
Well, I like
I mean,
it.
even if we do ever go back to meeting in person, maybe we should go back to meeting in person for print competitions, period. We could do education nights and we could do competitions via Zoom.
Yeah, we can.
Because we've been dropping in membership all along anyway,
Oh, yeah.
even when we were meeting in person.
Well, we went from 32 people down to 15 people last year, and now we're down to about 11 or 12. So it's going to be interesting to see who pays dues.
Well, Eric is still a fairly new member. He's probably the newest member that's here tonight with us.
Right.
Aren't you, Eric?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And Trish has been with us, what, 2 years, 2.5 years?
Yeah, I think two.
Got your video, your
Yeah.
audio on.
But Eric just joined last year, and I mean, look at Eric. I mean, Eric's a fantastic photographer, and I think
Yeah.
he did well.
Eric is awesome. Yeah, we're really glad to have Eric.
I mean,
We're glad to have Trish.
it's kind of cool. It's pretty neat. But anyway, I've already talked earlier about one of the things I wanted to do was next year go 100% digital. I mean, for this year's award ceremony, 100% digital. Convert. We only had 2 months of prints. That was January and March.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to do is just take the digital images from January and March, put them with the rest of the digital images, and then submit them down for judging. And what I would propose to do is send half of them to Quero and the other half to Corpus.
Yeah, I think that's a good
To
idea.
split it up. I need to talk. I don't know who's in charge in Quero. I need to talk to Dick about that, or Tim. I know who's in charge in Corpus and talk about that. Because my biggest complaint about this whole thing, this is my first time I've ever, I mean, generally I put most of the award presentations together for the past 5 years. But this is the first time I've ever done it from scratch for everything. And it's a total mess and driving me nuts and pulling my hair out. Trying to round up pictures, come up with pictures, get people to give me pictures, find pictures, get the names correct. And I don't really understand how Dick could come up with it, or, because when I handled digital, I kept a copy of everything and pictures of everything. I don't care if I sent it down to Corpus to be judged. I had exact copies on my computer that I sent down. So when this came back, I can compare it against what's on my computer, and there's the pictures. I had no problem with digital this year. I mean, Ken and Tammy are doing well. My problem is prints. And if people don't do digital images of prints, then we don't have them on the website. We don't have them anywhere else. We don't know what, and how the images, I guess, went down to Quero for judging this year. I have no clue. I found out now Tammy had them. Trish had them. So therefore I lost touch in there somewhere because I don't remember it went from Dick to somebody else and then it ended up with Trish, or if it went from Dick to Trish to Steve, I don't know. But my proposal to the new regime next year, which I think I'm going to be the only one left, but is one person handles all images, print and digital. Period.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And that person puts all the stuff together, keeps track of the scores, and keeps it all off. And then at the end of the year, sends them out for judging and gets them all back. Now, that person does not have to be the one to put it together or anything like that kind of stuff, but it can just be one person to take care of everything. I don't really care who it is, but it needs to be somebody, unfortunately, reliable that we won't lose. And I mean, there's I don't know, again, this is our crew. These 10 people that we have here is our core. Then one of us is going to have to end up doing it. So I don't mind doing it, but it's just going to be something that needs to be done and handled by one person. I think it'd make it easier.
Ken just sent a chat message saying he would be happy to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's,
I mean, since he has them all anyway.
well, the whole thing, yeah. I don't know. It's going to be up to whoever, and we need to present it to the board. What we really need to do is have a board meeting. But I don't know how we're going to do that. We're going to do it by Zoom. And the new board will be the new president, Robert, and Ernie, assisted by probably me as vice president, and I want to say probably Ken or Tammy. And you're all welcome to come, but I mean, last year we used to meet everybody once, but we just really have to do it by Zoom. Anybody can join, but the final decision is up to those three people: the president, the past president, and the member at large, who's Ernie. Those are the people that vote. So that's just a proposal we're going to have to do. So whoever's going to be next month is going to have to be. We're going to have elections or vote in the new president, whoever that's going to be. We need nominations. Okay. We already talked about the images that didn't show up. And we just talked about the central repository for images, which I think we really need to have. And are there job descriptions? No.
Yes, they're in the bylaws.
It's in the bylaws, and which I haven't read for a long time. I don't know. Do we even still have a copy of the bylaws?
I've got you can find them on our website.
Mhm.
They're
They're
there.
on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've got them all downloaded somewhere.
I've got a
My
print.
problem with I've had so many computer crashes and drive crashes this year. This is 2020, of course. So I now have 6 different SSD things plugged into my computer via a USB port, where I keep all my data. Is kept on SSD cards now. So I have to go searching through a lot of stuff. But that's the only way I do it until I get with Pam, and Pam helps me build some sort of central system hub. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got. Anybody else got any comments, directions, quotes,
I have a question.
complaints?
Nice job. Nice job putting this together, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice job.
Very much so.
My
Well
question,
done to those
John,
who placed.
are you there, John?
Yes, I'm here.
My question is has it been a lot of trouble? I don't know if you have an answer for this. Has it been a lot of trouble working with Quero and who's the other?
Corpus.
Corpus, yeah.
I've never worked with Quero.
Okay. Well,
The only time I've ever worked with Quero is during the Shutterbug contest. That's about it.
yeah, I know Tim goes down there and does things all the time, so he's probably closely associated with that. What I was thinking about is I did a presentation for the New Braunfels photography group a couple years back, and they seem to have quite a membership. Who knows what it's like now with COVID, and they're closer to us. I don't know if that would be helpful to try to get them to do something for us rather than say, Corpus.
That's not a bad idea.
We do something for
If you know anybody there, reach out to them and see if they would be interested.
Yeah, I'm
that-
on their Facebook page and they're very active. They have,
exactly.
That's exactly what Ken was saying on here. Certain people's images are very predictable, the style or whatever.
Well,
One
and
thing
that-
I just thought of,
and that's-
John, was
that's true.
I know in the past years that they've made a donation to the Alliance Field, but of course we only met there for maybe 3 months of this year. Are we still going to do at least a nominal donation this year?
Well, each individual pays their dues directly
I didn't know.
rather than the club. Yeah.
That's what happened. And once they started charging us per individual. It used to be where we gave them like $200.
Right, yeah, okay.
Right? And then they said, oh no, you have to pay, each person has to pay the $7 or the $15. And then we just said, well, if we're going to do that, we'll just stop doing the.
Okay, yeah, I just thought of that. That's okay.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, we have talked about trying to find a different place that's someplace not downtown that would be easier to get to, but we haven't found any place. I mean, we've talked to churches, talked to a couple of empty buildings, okay, for rent and see if we could do that, but you can't without going and renting them. And so we tried to do that last year and it kind of fell through. We didn't get anywhere with it.
And even less likely this year because most places are not likely to rent to larger groups, even though we're relatively small.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I think we're,
gonna be kind of hard to
need
find
that.
places that are big enough to store all of our equipment, have enough tables and chairs. I mean, that's one of the reasons why Capture San Antonio meets at
The burger joint.
burger joint.
Jesters?
And because they have it set up. Now they don't have a place to store equipment. We have to bring it in all the time, but they do have a pull down screen we use, and I have a projector. So it is different places, and we could find restaurants and stuff that has a room big enough to hold everybody. But what are we going to do to store stuff?
yeah, what about that TV?
Yeah, that TV is a bear. And to try to keep it in storage and then pull it out once a month is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Once every other month.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, anybody comes up with ideas, man, let us know. We'll bring them up.
Well, I don't see us getting together to meet physically until at least the spring and maybe the summer.
Yeah. I'm still kind of concerned about my cruise in March.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'm going to get a COVID shot until the spring at least.
At
I
least
don't
the
plan on
spring.
getting. I don't plan on getting a COVID shot. My wife thinks I'm
Put
crazy.
the bugs out.
Until they get the bugs worked out, and there ain't enough people because one person who was online said that he expects when they start giving out the COVID shots, there will be another 100,000 deaths.
Well, it's gotten too political again. Instead of letting the experts deal it, we're hearing lots of different things from states and governors and everybody else has got an idea, and so we don't really know what. Right, I don't know what to think. If they came out, is it just some company that they gave a contract to, or was it rushed through? Or I think everybody's kind of worried about that. So I'm going to hold back a little bit and wait.
Well, I don't go out a lot. I go to see doctors. I go get my hair cut. We don't go out to eat. We have food delivered. I have gone out with Peter and for lunch. So it was kind of like that was out, but we met and sat outside and ate away from everybody else because they cut down like on six or 7 tables in their whole patio area. I have met Robert a couple times, but it's people that you trust that they're not going to be sick because they're old like me. Peter's old, I'm old. Robert, he's not that old, but he has a mother that lives with him who is old. So I know he's old. So, okay. And Steve's old. Jack's old. And, look at all the old people.
They're all in their early 70s, I think.
I'm the oldest.
Yeah, because I turned 70 in 2 months. So.
Hey, count me in there. I'm old.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got this little streak of gray right here. I was going to ask you about that.
That's the light. The light is hitting my hair at a certain angle.
At a certain gray angle.
Certain gray angle, yeah.
Oh, trust me, there's a lot more gray that can't be
Little gray
seen.
spotlight going there.
I actually went in to see my dentist the other day, and the assistant asked me, she says, "What color is your hair?" I said, "Now or before?" Now it's kind of a little bit of blondish, grayish red. I mean, when I was younger, my hair was flaming red. It was the color of a Coke can. So
Embrace silver, John.
it is kind of pretty weird.
That's my motto.
Those involved with hair should enjoy it, as opposed to those of us where it is slowly disappearing.
Well, my hairdresser says she can turn it any color I want. I was
There you
thinking
go.
purple.
It's like a glacier. It's receding, slow.
Yeah.
Like a
It
glacier.
is. That's why I keep mine this way, because this is getting really far back.
Gotta have bangs like John. Bangs, bangs like Trish.
Yeah. I don't have long hair like Jack. Now, Jack, I used to have hair that long, but not for a long, long time.
I know, Jack. Look at those.
Well, my beard used to be red, John, so I miss that.
Back in my long hair hippie days.
Mine used to be really dark. I could show you a really old picture. It used to be really dark.
See, I've had gray hair since I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I've had gray hair since I was in my late teens, so yeah.
Looks
my
good.
brother,
Totally gray, but I had streaks of gray in my 20s.
Yeah.
I was graying on the temples, and it just worked its way all over.
my brother's 22 years younger than I am.
Wow.
And he got the dark hair from the dark-haired side of the family. I got the red hair from the red-haired side of the family. My mother. He is now 100% totally gray.
Wow. I've had the patch since middle school. So, yes, I've heard it all. The skunk look. Yeah, go ahead. So.
I just watched Grease the other night. You might have been on there. I didn't notice.
Oh, geez. Oh, that.
Oh, yeah.
All right. How's them lights working? But Robert, are you used them yet?
I've tried them out. I need to recharge them. I want to do a little bit more with the basketball player. See what I can get, as well as
They don't have a very long throw. Okay, so it's not like a flash will put the light out there. Those things don't go out and go far.
You got to get kind of close. I noticed that.
They're more for macros than they are anything.
I borrowed, in case you guys are wondering, I borrowed John's. I think they're called LumaCubes.
Yeah, LumaCubes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing some still photography, and I'm enjoying them. I was lucky enough to. I was glad to have been able to borrow them. So it's really cool. I'm enjoying my time with them.
And that LED panel is probably the brightest of them all. But.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was thinking of using it as a, what do you call it? The light on top. I had a top light.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm playing with black and white. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, that's one of the ones I used when I lit that church.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That in the bar.
That in the bar, yeah, and that's what.
I was out there holding that bar up to highlight the church.
Yeah, it was. But this panel is only about. It's made by LumaCube. It's about 6 inches long and 3 inches high. But it goes all the way. You can change the temperature of it from 2,800 to 7,200.
I know, that's amazing.
And so, and then you can change the power from 10% to 100%.
Yeah.
So it comes in very handy when you're trying to light stuff like tabletops and stuff like that. I really enjoyed it.
And I do have gels for it. So.
What are those called again? Glow cubes?
LumaCube.
What?
LumaCube.
LumaCube. Okay, great. Thank you.
They're, I don't know, the size of, what is it, John? Like a 50-cent piece or maybe bigger?
Cell phone.
Really? They're very small.
The LumaCube?
Yeah.
1.5 by 1.5 square.
Okay.
Oh, the little ones, yeah.
So yeah.
But your panel is like a
And
cell phone.
I have 2 of them. And let's see if I can find. In fact, they have a special going on right now that you can buy one and you get all kinds of little adapters, filters, gels. You get like barn doors. There's all kinds of different things that come with them. And they come in very handy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this will
But
come in
this is-
handy. If anybody remembers, I put in an image for, I forgot what category, but there were 2 military soldiers and I had an explosion in the background.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, nice
Yeah.
image.
Now, I would have done so much better if I had those Luma cubes back then for lighting. John was telling me I should have backlit one of the soldier that was standing to give it a more interesting look, and I agree with him. But I didn't have that lighting. What I had were miniature LED lights that I bought at Harbor Freight. Those were my strobes, so to speak, my hot lights. So you can only go so far. I was relatively close to the image because I shot it outside. I'm literally have my camera in between these 2 mini flashlights. So those were my hot lights for that photo. So it's all about the lighting. Eventually, that's what what counts.
Well, next time I get a sale thing for Lumicubes, I'll post it on the website, on the Facebook page. Like I said, they just came out with a brand new one that has the only thing I don't like about the Lumicube is it's got this little nut thing on the back you got to take off. And then you have to plug it in and charge it, and then you put the little nut thing back on again. And the new ones that came out, you don't have that. And they have a different type of charging cord, and they're USB charging cords, but I think it's one of those Type C cords, or whatever they call them. The new type of cord they just came out with. I don't know, but anyway, they're very handy, especially if you have gels. What I did was I went down to Office Supply, and I bought a bunch of different colored clear plastic folders that you buy, file folders. And they're clear and they have little labels on them, so you can stick stuff in there and you can see what's in it, and you get a label and all this other kind of junk. And I just started cutting them up in little squares. Those are my gels. I tape them on the front.
Yeah.
And now I got blue, I got red, I got yellow, green, and I think I got an orange one.
Yeah, I picked up some rolls for the wrapping, the birthday wrapping paper is at. Some clear rolls of the colors you just mentioned. So they work just as well, anything will work. I wish I would have had them with that basketball player, that photo of that basketball player in black and white I entered. I think I could have done something better with it.
It's hard to imagine him being better.
Yeah, that was
probably one of the best images of the year.
Yeah, that was an excellent image.
Loved it. I loved it, but I'm sure if you don't know this, that was like a 6 to 7 inch toy figure, that I took a photo of.
It's a great image.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I bought something that was kind of, and I got this on sale from one of those cheap old Korean flash attachment things. But anyway, it's a dome. And it just screws on the top of my flash. But the thing about the dome is the dome comes off, and now I have my flash.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
the
what
dome
Gary
also,
Fong uses.
it has a whole bunch of other little things that come with it. It's got this little adapter. They're all magnetic. And this adapter holds all kinds of different colored gels that are also magnetic. Then I have this thing, which I have no clue what it is, and it's some sort of a little hole diffuser.
Diffuser?
It's a honeycomb. That's what it is. And I don't know what it's for. And I got this little dome. I paid a whole whopping $29 for this.
It breaks up the light when you're shooting straight into a person's face.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it all does, but like I said, it all just pops together. And it's got this fancy attachment thing. There's nothing more than a little rubberized screw thing on the end. But
I use it for portraits. It does wonders.
Yeah, I have yet to use this. I was going to use it when I started taking pictures of my granddaughter, but I forgot all about it. I started, in fact, I've used all my Luma cubes and my light bar for all those shots.
Wow. You're talking about the Mona Lisa shot?
Yeah.
Wow.
For a diffuser, I have this thing called a Magmod. I don't know if anybody has seen that,
That's-
but it's got magnets on it too. It's something you put in on your flash, and then you put this on that and it sticks. It's a pretty good diffuser.
you know, when I get sucked into doing a wedding, I use one of those exclusively, just because you know you can't screw it up with one of those. You know that the light isn't going to be too hot or too bright, or that it diffuses it really. I use the Gary Fong one.
Yes.
I had to pay more money for, right? Because it isn't anything special, but I always feel really comfortable using it because I'm not good with my flash. I don't really understand. I haven't used my flash in 2 years.
Yeah, back in the day, I mean, I used the Gary Fong as well. You can't go wrong. But back in the day, they used to cut up pieces of clear or frosty Tupperware to put on top of the flash.
Oh, really?
So it's basically a glorified piece of Tupperware.
It really is, yeah.
Now, something else that's really cool is a Whataburger cup.
Yeah.
If you take a Whataburger
Now,
cup.
this is tech I can understand.
Take a that Whataburger cup, one of the large ones, cut a square out of the bottom that fits the back of your flash, paint the outside black, paint the inside white. It already is white, but you'll get the lines if you don't, but paint it white, and then put it on the end of your flash, and now you've got a really cool snoot, man.
Yep.
I'm not
Would you
doing a
paint
wedding
it?
with that, however.
You paint it glossy or flat? Does it matter
No,
if your
it
paint is
doesn't
glossy
matter.
or flat?
It just got to be white.
Okay.
White reflects light. Whether if it's glossy, it reflects.
yeah, okay,
If it's not glossy, it doesn't reflect as much, but it still reflects light. It makes cool. There was a guy that did the Church Camera Club who used to do. He gave a talk out at Jim's class 3 or 4 years ago. I think he gave one to our group, who used to be a Navy forensic photographer. And now he does all kinds of stuff, and he makes his own equipment. And that's where I learned about the cup from Whataburger, was from him. And they work really well. Now, they don't last long, but they work really well.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, with the LumaCube, if you take a toilet paper roll, and you cut it in 4 places, it'll tape over that LumaCube, and now you have a snoot for a LumaCube.
Yeah.
And it gives you a lot more light.
I used to, when I first started doing portraits, I would go to Home Depot or Harbor Freight and pick up these floodlights. I guess they're the I don't know, what do you call them, funnels, the aluminum funnels that you would clamp on to hold on to something, and you'd get a tungsten light and put it under. Those were my hot lights when I first started doing portraits.
I have 2 in the garage.
And then you had to use tungsten film.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. I hated that.
That, and then digital, you compensate by using, you go through your what do you call them? Oh my God, the settings for tungsten, fluorescent, white balance. And see
Or you shoot in RAW and you change it later.
Shoot in RAW, then you don't have to worry about it. That's the whole deal. I got 2 of those in my garage if you want to borrow some.
I have them. I have 2.
And that's what I use them for. And I have 2 black light bulbs that I stick in it.
Wow.
Okay. Now I need to find some more powerful ones. These are only 25 watts. They're not powerful enough, but I need some.
You can do so much DIY, you know? It may not cost thousands of dollars, but it helps. I'm sorry, Steve, go right ahead.
No, I was just agreeing here. There's a lot of stuff you can do at home, especially like still lifes that you were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, or if you're fortunate to have something that attracts birds in the backyard, you know, you can take pictures of birds in your backyard or butterflies in your backyard. Or, so you don't have to go out and risk getting the COVID.
Yeah.
We got in our sharing photography group, we have a guy, first name is Paul. I don't remember what his last name is. He built his own bird roost in his backyard. And he put up his bird feeder over here. And he actually got a big limb that broke off his tree and added stuff to it and attached it to a tree And then he opens a window in his house, covered it with cardboard and cut a hole in it for his lens to go through that hole. And he waits for birds to land on that limb. He takes a picture of them before they go to the bird feeder.
Wow.
You
Yeah,
know that
if you
guy's
take
name is Paul something.
If you take a
you know?
limb and you drill some holes in it, big holes, and then put an eye hook or what do you call it, an eye screw?
Yeah.
Hang that, fill those holes up with peanut butter or something, and you've got a great shot right there. That you can do right out of your backyard. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. I suck at nature, so I might try that.
I think we all, but a couple of people, last name Emery, suck at nature.
He is good.
Yeah.
I don't know where they go to get all these bird pictures, but man, they get some fantastic pictures. And those are some of the best pictures. We had some. That's the group of pictures I didn't think that I saw in there that didn't win. Was in nature. We had some fantastic nature pictures that did not place.
Yeah, I think he's here, and if you are here, you do outstanding nature pictures. I love them, both of you. Yeah. But yeah, definitely something we can all 2021's around the corner. I think we can all improve our photography and get out.
I'm hoping 2021 is going to be a better year for us.
For the world.
Well, for everybody, because so far 2020 sucks.
Yeah.
Really?
I got my eyes set on you, Mr. Forzak.
No, really for the whole world. I'm just wishing for a better 21.
I think we should go in and somebody should go in and bust all of his shutter buttons on all of his cameras.
Say
he
that
takes
again.
pictures with his phone. No, never mind.
Trish wants to say that again.
I
please.
didn't hear that.
What?
I was asking John to say that again. I didn't hear it.
We want to go around and go into Peter's house and bust all of his shutter buttons on his cameras. We can't take any more pictures. But he's probably got a ton of backlog that he can go through. He don't have to go take any pictures.
Yeah.
Amen.
All the pictures that he took in Caddo Lake were winners.
Wow. Yeah.
I gotta say, Pete,
truthfully, it was amazing last competition just how bad all my pictures did, right? And how good everybody else did.
Yeah, and that's true. You didn't do very well last competition.
No. It'd be nice if there was,
everybody else did well.
Yeah, which I think
I think that's the key to this whole thing is you got to submit, you got to try and take chances. And especially when I'm a big creative person. I like doing creative camera work. I like doing creative editing. I do more of that than I do anything, because in my fine art work, it's mostly how you edit your pictures to turn them into fine art. And but fine art can be just a picture of an animal or a picture of a bird. It's anything. But what you're looking for is to try to find something that people are interested in, that will buy your work to hang in their house and say, look.
John, those are two totally different things. If you want
I know they are, but that's the whole thing is what you're trying to.
Or do you want to be a good hobbyist photographer?
Correct.
The two of them do not go together. We've talked about this before. If you want to shoot to make money, it's like, do you want to be a wedding photographer? Is that what you want to
specialize
sports, or do you want to shoot, do you want to shoot something that people are going to put on their wall? Right? They're not going to put our pictures on their wall.
Right.
No.
Right?
I shoot to make me happy. And that stuff, A, does not sell, and B, usually does not belong in a household wall.
Right.
And I don't care.
Absolutely right. Happy. Absolutely. It's a rare person that can shoot something, love it, be really good at it, and have it sell also. Most of these guys on YouTube who are making a living telling us how we should shoot, and they really don't even sell their photographs.
Yeah.
Right? You know, they're giving lessons. They're taking us off on adventures, and they're selling us YouTube videos, and you know.
Yeah, the only person I know that actually sells and trains is Trey Ratcliffe.
Who?
Trey Ratcliffe. Trey Ratcliffe is the photographer that basically invented HDR. He is the only person to have a photograph hanging in the Smithsonian.
Yeah, the thing is, it's a rare thing when you can put together something like that, when you can really be a good photographer and have your work really sell too, you know, that people want to put on their wall. It's just, it's a rare thing. I mean, I'm an artist. I do lots of shows. I see lots of photographers over there, and I see who's successful and I see who's not. And the ones who are successful learn what people want to put on their wall, what hotels want to put on their wall, and they shoot that exclusively. And that's what they bring to the things, and they listen to the people that come in their booth, and they change their photography style, you know? And
I think Kim does that well. Kimberly Clark.
Oh yeah, Kimberly does. Yeah.
Well, Kim is one of the ones who she loves doing her style, and she's also capitalizing on it. You know? So she started off with it because she did horrible in our club. That's why she left it, right? People were looking at the images, and she never, I mean, she rarely even got an honorable mention with her images. And so she just got tired of it and dropped out, but she loved doing that kind of work, and she persisted doing it, took it to the shows, and found out that she was a good seller, that they sold too. So.
Now, somebody who's doing some work, and I've seen their work, and we've all seen some of his work that is, I think, worthy of hanging on a household wall, that my personal opinion is Eric Bolden. Yeah. He's got some stuff that is off the charts, you know, that, hey, I think this will look great on somebody's wall. And I'm not being chauvinist. I think mainly women have the eye for what they want in their household. You know, and that's what you have to, that's your market. If you're typically, I think, for somebody to put it on their wall. And I'm not talking man cave stuff, you know. So, I don't know, I could be way off.
Buy for their man caves. Most women will buy photographs and put it in their husband's man cave.
There you go. That's your target right there.
This is my man cave. I got all my plaques and ribbons and my pictures hanging in here.
There you go. I gotta do that.
Up on top is all my books.
Yeah.
That's why if I don't have this club to submit to, or any of the other, you know, the few other clubs that I submit to, I'd have nothing. Yeah. I'd be just sitting here, you know, a sad human being, just looking around at my photographs, right? Checking them out on my thing. You know, because what I really love to do is go places. I love to travel, and photography makes me travel farther, makes me stay out longer. It's a huge addition to my travel, you know. It makes me take longer hikes, longer bike rides, makes me stay out longer, and I love getting the images and bringing them back and fixing them up. But if I was just fixing them up for myself, it would be kind of
fun. It's a great outlet. It's a great, you know, go-getter, motivator, whatever you want to call it. Like you said, it gets you out there. And I want to do, I'm limited with time with my mom, but I still want to get out there and do stuff. Trish, I'm sorry.
Well, no, I was just going to say, I think Pete summed it up really nicely, and I would just add one more thing. Even if nobody else sees my stuff, taking a camera with me, or even not having a camera with me, has taught me to look at the world differently. I look at the world around me all the time and see stuff that I don't think I ever would have seen if I had never picked up a camera, because I look at the world differently now. So in addition to what you said, Pete, where I want to go out and see the world and capture the world and just have fun playing with it, I get in my car and I can look at the sky as I'm driving to the grocery store, and I see it differently than I did 5 years ago. And that for me is life-changing. It really is life-changing. And that's what I love about it. I'll never make a dime ever. Don't care that I ever make a dime. For me, I love that that has changed my whole perspective on the world.
I love to
Yeah,
hear that.
yeah, me too.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
great.
and that's one of the things that Susie said. She looks at taking pictures differently now than she did before.
Sure.
Before, she took pictures and snapshots of the family. Now she looks at things. And so when we travel, boy, she goes nuts. She says, wow, look at that, look at that. And she's the one that usually points out stuff because I'm over here taking the pictures. And she said this, and she goes, look over there.
Yeah.
And tell me to turn around. That's beautiful. Take that. Or she takes it and shows it to me later, and I go, why didn't you tell me? You know, but I mean, she has gotten very good with her cell phone.
Yeah.
And you have to, and so she's learning to train her eye by talking to me and going out with me to take pictures. And that's why it's great to go out with people. And I don't care, it's great when you go out with a group of people. And, you know, and when Pam and I would go out with 6 and 7 and 8 people to all these different places we went, you'd be surprised at the number of pictures you get of the same thing that is so much different.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times we went, when we were in Yosemite, we went down to Tunnel View to take a picture of the waterfall. And we're all standing there along with 20,000 other people taking pictures of this waterfall. And all the pictures were different. Every one of them. Different, you use different lenses, different cameras, different editing. They're all different. And that's the cool thing about going out with people. And that's what I like to do, is go out with people.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the Hunsickers?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember when Bill would enter constantly, and Mary just would show up.
Right.
Then Mary got herself a glorified point and shoot camera,
Right.
and in my opinion, and no offense meant, she began surpassing Bill with her images.
She did.
And I was like, wow, you know? And she was doing this, like, again, with a glorified point and shoot. And that's amazing. And, you know, you learn and you progress. And that's the beauty of a club.
She was photographer of the year.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Yeah,
Mary
that's how good she was. You know what? Strangely enough, Bill used to be a little upset because her pictures were so much better. He was a great photographer, don't get me wrong. But she just, you know, she just had that eye. She could see what we all couldn't see in the image. And she would just come up with these amazing images, whether she used the point and shoot or you know, she later graduated to a Pentax camera. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes Bill would fix up her images because she wasn't great on the computer. I used to think Bill would screw him up a little bit. You know, oversaturate him a little. You know, he would say, "Well, I guess I oversaturated that image." Yeah, I wonder whether you did it on purpose, Bill.
I mean, I don't know. I don't. How many of you follow her on Facebook?
No, I don't do Facebook.
She has been posting some fantastic bird pictures. And I guess they go to a couple of different bird blinds. I only know of a couple, but she's been to, she knows all of them all over the Cotton Picking state. And they've been going around and taking their grandkids out, and she has been posting some fantastic bird pictures.
She's progressed so much. And it's
Yes.
like, yeah, it's
That's why I wish they would come back to the club. I mean, even if it's just virtual.
Yeah.
They're, so, you know, to bring back a lot of this old knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, but I don't have as much knowledge as many of you guys do.
Well,
I'm a self-taught photographer. My mother handed me a camera and said, go nuts. And I've been posting some of my pictures in my blog of the pictures that I've taken with that camera. In fact, I've got a whole stack of them over here to scan and to do again. But it's just so neat to learn from other people and to see their work and find out what they're doing.
Yeah, I miss-
Speaking
I
of
miss
the
it too.
speaking of the Hunsigers, I was talking with Bill the other day, and he was trying to get rid of some of his things, and so he was wondering if our club, he was starting with getting rid of backpacks and slings and stuff like that. Yeah, like a lot of us, we have way more stuff than we really need. So that's what he was doing, is picking his favorite stuff and saying, you know, I need to get rid of this. He was wondering if the club wanted to have another session where we show things instead of just trying to get money for ourselves, maybe offering up to club members, and then they just pay a few dollars and then we donate that to the club, and then somebody has a new bag. So I was wondering what your thought is. Do we want to mess with anything like that? Or should I take his things to Jim Landers or somewhere else to try to see if anybody else can use them?
I say try it here. Maybe some of us can use that stuff, you know?
Well, yeah, if he could make a list of what he's got.
Well, how about
and send it out to
taking some pictures and then during a Zoom meeting just saying, here's what Bill has. Anybody interested in this?
I think that's
We can do
great.
that. We can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Well, you know, I know it's probably not me because I'm sitting here with about 6 or 7 camera bags, 5 tripods. Okay.
Yeah, Bill was shooting Canon, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's shooting Canon.
And Mary was shooting Pentax.
Right.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
she still is.
But
I
he's
still
got about,
shoot Canon, so I'm interested.
well,
Oh,
it's
that's
not
not
really,
true. He
it's not really
switched over
just,
to
it's
Fuji.
not camera equipment. It's
Yeah.
just backpacks
Accessories.
and camera
Yeah.
slings. And so he's got about 7 or so of these things. And some of them are probably hardly used at all and pretty good. And so if anybody can use stuff like that and they want to just put in a few dollars to the club, then the club will have a little extra money. And that might be one thing we could do.
Yeah, let's do
we
that.
could
That's
do
a
that.
great idea.
I mean, most of my stuff I've been giving to my grandson. So to get him stocked up, in fact, I just got him a new lens the other day for about $25 off of eBay for him to try. It's a macro lens, so to let him try it. But I mean, I got 2 sling bags, I got a rolling bag for travel, I got 2 backpacks, I got more camera bags. But I need is small bags for carry small cameras, like 1 camera at a time. Okay, I've been talking to Robert about some of his bags because I don't want to carry 3 cameras and 14 lenses anymore. I just want to take 1 little bitty camera and maybe 1, 2 little bitty lenses. That's it. So anyway.
That's why I have 2 different cameras. I have one set of cameras that when I'm going out in a car, like I'm leaving to go to Palo Duro, I love using my full frame stuff. I love using my big cameras, my big lenses and stuff. I'm not carrying any of that stuff. You know, if I'm going off and I'm flying or, you know, I'm going to go hiking or something, I take my apps camera, really nice, tiny little camera. I find I get better images because I don't have all this junk that I'm carrying.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question. All you camera experts, picture experts. My dentist, for some damn reason, wants to have a picture blown up and printed on vinyl that he can hang on a wall to hide something. He won't tell me what he's trying to hide. But this thing is going to be 9 foot high and 40 foot long. How big a pixel picture do I need to put on that big an image? That's viewable, decent viewable from 100 yards. Can I do that with a crop sensor or full frame?
Yes.
You need to start with a full frame, like 50 megapixel full frame sensor, and then blow that up.
Yeah, and how about taking that image and then separating it with?
Well, that's what I told him he's going to end up having to do.
Because I don't know if you can print something that large.
No, you can't. I think to do it on vinyl, he's going to have to do it like they do wallpaper.
Right.
He's going to have to go to a wallpaper manufacturer and say, create me 40 feet of wallpaper with using this image so that's all one large image. And all it is a bunch of trees and a field with a blue sky and some clouds. That's all it is. So it doesn't have to be
Just a
any,
few years ago, people were doing 6 megapixel images and printing them, you know,
Very large.
high,
yeah.
right? You know, so as long as people aren't going to be right up against it, and as long as you don't mind it being a little grainy, it still has a wonderful look. There's
Yeah,
no reason you can't do it with a
Well,
crop.
some of my pictures I have got and I put on my website to sell. I have done a couple of test prints and to see what they're going to look like large. In fact, that's one I put that's 30 by 24 that I just bought, hanging in my living room, is turned out very well. But my gorilla, which I printed onto a 12 by 12, did not.
Well, you did it on metal.
Well, my one is metal, the other one is on wood.
Well,
Hey, Patrick was going to say something. Patrick?
I was going to say that the closer you are, the viewing distance is what's important. The
Correct.
closer you are to a picture, the higher resolution it's got to be. Billboards are like 300.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, you know, if you how far away are you going to be? He says from the road is going to be about 100 yards.
see,
And so that's more inclined to be like a billboard. Okay. That's, you know, 50 feet in the air, but it's also, you know, 10 by 20 or 10 by 30. And so you're going to look like a very good image. But if you're only doing trees and clouds, I told him I'd get a full frame. And I told him I can't take it with my camera because I don't have a full frame camera.
I think you could take it. with
He
your
actually
camera.
took the picture with some camera that somebody gave him. He don't even know what kind of camera it is. He's still trying to find it so he can show me. But the picture that he's got is very clear, very sharp. So I don't know. But he only had it on his phone. I've only seen it on his phone. He's supposed to send it to me so I can look at it and blow it up on my computer and look at it, you know, pixel peep it.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Cool.
so you think a full frame would do it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you need a full frame.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think you need a full frame.
Okay.
If you're standing back from it, like Pat was saying, I really think if you're going to be away from it, I mean, just think about, you know, it's just not too many years ago that everybody was shooting 16 megapixels, 12 megapixels.
Well, yeah. I think his biggest problem is going to be getting it printed.
Yeah.
That big. And he wants to, and it's going to be outside, so it's going to have to be something like vinyl. I said, why don't you just go hire one of these stupid graffiti artists to paint something on the side of your building? I don't know what he's trying to hide. That's going to take a 9-foot by 40-foot wall. Unless he's trying to hide his house. I don't know.
Now you've got us intrigued with that one.
Yeah.
I know. I'm very intrigued, and he was supposed to. He still hasn't sent it to me yet.
Wow.
I'm just trying to make money here, okay? I don't. I want to buy a new camera.
All right, John. What are you looking for, John? Tell us.
I can't decide if I want a T4 or just buy a T3. But
Hey, they're all.
what Eric told me was, he said he liked the new in-camera stabilization of the T4 until he bought that H, and then that H, you know, he really loves that camera. But that's also he must really love the $3,000 or $4,000 for it.
Is that camera you're talking about? Is that a Sony?
No, it's Fuji.
Oh, Fuji.
What about the new Fuji with IBIS coming out? It's supposed to be a mid-range, the
S10. Yeah, I still haven't found out anything about that. I sent a thing off to the Fuji guys because I subscribed to their channel, and they haven't answered me yet.
Oh, it's supposed to be.
Nobody seems to know about the S10 for that one lousy little advertisement. So it's kind of like, is it fake news or is it real or Memorex? You know, it's one of those.
They're saying it's a glorified XT40, that it does not exist. So that's what they're saying. It's
A
gonna
glorified XT40 that doesn't exist.
yeah, it'll have IBIS.
I recommend put your money into lenses.
Yeah.
Really where it's at. The camera is, they
Yeah,
all,
cameras. So it's
they're all
that's
terrific
true.
cameras.
Yeah.
Every
I'm
single
very
one.
happy with the lenses I have.
Invest in some good lenses.
My Fuji, my T2 has got a crack screen on it, and it's going to cost me $500 to get it fixed.
Well, then you need a T4.
And so I figured, no, I know that the whole thing of it is, I have the $500 to get it fixed. I don't have the $1,600 for the T4.
Wow.
But it's I can take some of my winnings tonight to put down a down payment.
There you go, girl.
In fact, I think I take all of my winnings and put down a down payment for, $10 a month for the next 150 years. If I could borrow some of Peter's money. He cleaned house. So
Okay, real quick, who here shoots with Canon still?
I do.
You do? Okay, I thought so. You're full frame, correct?
Yeah. The 5D Mark IV, 30 megapixel full frame.
Question, what is your walk around lens for that?
I usually keep the 24-105 on it.
Very nice, yeah. Very
And
nice.
I've got a macro to go on, and I've got some couple of zooms for it.
Wow. Yeah, I still shoot APS, Canon, and just looking around to see if I could find myself a good used lens,
Need a 16-70.
Ooh, I think I've got the 17-40.
I got
Well, that's good enough.
I got a 16-80. I really like it.
That's a great walk around lens.
Yeah. So cool, man. The workhorse is my 24-70 on that one, the 2.8. That was when I was doing weddings and stuff. That was what was slapped on there.
So which model do you have, Robert?
I've got the 7D Mark II.
70 Mark II. Okay, so that's fairly recent.
Well, it's been out there for about what, 4 years or so or more. 7D.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark IV. They've
So
not upgraded.
I've got an old 7D. It's an 18 megapixel, APS-C size sensor, and I keep an 18-400 Tamron lens on it.
Oh, shit, that's
very versatile lens. And of course, at 400 millimeters, it's actually 640.
Wow. Okay.
Which gives you a lot of versatility.
Wow. I've not tried that.
It's not nearly as good though as the Canon L lenses.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my.
I do use it, and I've gotten some good shots with it. I have to say, it's a good combination, but it's not an excellent combination.
Right. Ouch. You need full frame for that.
I'm spoiled. I got several of the L lenses now, and I just think I can't go with anything with those L lenses.
You heard them, ladies and gentlemen. That wasn't me.
They give me the
Well,
results.
guys, I'm going to have to go because I have school tomorrow.
Oh, school?
What?
Yes.
School?
You didn't know I'm a teacher?
No?
Yes.
Cool.
We have 3
My grandkids.
I have my grandkids here, 3 of them every day.
Ah,
I don't do as much as Susie does. I'm the teacher's aide.
you're a teacher's
I
aide.
feed them lunch. I feed them breakfast. Every once in a while, I sit in and help them do their numbers.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay,
No,
John,
but anyway, it's early in the morning, and
gotta get to bed.
these old bones go to bed. These old bones go to bed here pretty soon, and I got to go do some other stuff.
All right. Well,
Okay, I'll be in touch.
everybody, I'm sorry. I appreciate seeing everybody tonight.
Oh no, this is
Me too. Me
I wish
too.
if Peter had signed on as me, then he could stick here and you guys could talk and I could leave and he could just shut the thing.
Oh, yeah, no, I just signed out as me, though.
So,
That's all right.
That's cool.
but we need to, but I think that's a cool idea, I think, because we're going to have next competition is the next one. And then I don't know what we're going to do for November yet. We got to do elections. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get it done, guys.
Who wants to volunteer? No. Pam, you're new the president.
Right.
Did she say all right?
Yeah, that's what she said. I thought she said it was all right.
I second it.
Yeah, right.
I gotta go now.
Thanks for joining us, Pam.
Patrick,
You're welcome
Pam,
anytime.
thank you for joining us.
I've enjoyed it. Thank y'all for having me.
No problem.
So,
I'll see you
Bye,
guys.
guys.
I will sign off as well, guys. Everybody have a good night.
You too.
Wonderful to see everybody in good health.
Thank you.
Maybe we
Stay
get
safe.
together this weekend, Robert, so I can pick up that thumb guard.
You got it. You let me
Okay.
know. Yes,
All right.
sir.
All right,
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Okay,
Talk
good
to you
night.
later. Bye.
Good night, all.
Night.